What is it about dancing in Vogue that gives you joy?
It's a complete let go.
It's the best battle that we've had.
I have never seen anything like that in real life.
Ballroom is the birthplace of Vogue.
I'm having a good ass time.
That was what I was waiting for, baby.
As soon as you walk into a ball, you have so many personalities already, right? And you're like, where do I fit? But when you hit that floor, it's like I'm listening to myself and only myself.
For people who don't know, let's take a beat and just explain what a house is,
Yes.
what a mother and father is, what it means when you say family in ball culture.
In our community in LGBT, when you're coming out as gay or bisexual, your family's kind of like, back then they used to like, leave you alone because they didn't understand at that time. So our community came together to make chosen families. Mother and father in ballroom can be a man, it can be a woman, it can be a cis woman, or it could be a trans woman, which we call femme queens in ballroom.
What was it like for you growing up in Springfield and being perceived as like, you should be you're tall, like you should be a basketball player, you're athletic.
Me coming out was just like so scary to me. I was like, they're gonna shun me, they're gonna kick me out. And also I felt like my mom didn't really get to know her real son. Once I told her, she gave me the best support. She was like, you're still my son. She gave me words of advice, She was like, just don't dress up as a girl, you don't want people to attack you, or just do that behind closed doors. But, I'm always to support you no matter what. So I gathered the strength to just be like, as long as I have my mom's approval, I can be whoever I want.
What was it like for you to have that support and love, but also be told, for your safety, it'd be best if you don't?
My worst fear was just letting my family see me at my full capacity of being in heels and a wig and the women clothes. And I kept thinking in my head, like, what is my cousin's gonna say? And stuff like that. But then right before going on to Legendary, I said to myself, I cannot be afraid to have them see me at my full happiness. I would tell myself that once you become who you need to be, everything else will answer itself and things will fall in line by itself. Don't worry about mom. Mom's gonna love you regardless.
When you are Black in this country, there's already a certain amount of code switching that you have to do to kind of navigate and survive. What can society do better, and particularly our community, do better? Because we're at a time in an era of Black Lives Matter, but at the same time, we're trying to fight for all Black lives. Yeah. We have so many trans Black women as well as queer people, period, like especially Black ones being disproportionately victims of hate crimes and murder.
Hate comes from not knowing, people's, they're being raised as, if you go into the hood and you see 10 Black people together, watch, be cautious, lock your door. You know what I mean? And there probably was just probably like Escadas being outside dancing. They didn't even know that we were all gay and happy and go jolly, So I think once people start changing their view about just what they hear and what they see, if they can just take their own vibe and go through life and just feel people other energies and stuff like that, it can change. And accepting trans women as who they are. It was hard just being Black first and then now gay on top. That is like too taboo, especially for a Black family too, because they're like, you have to be a strong Black man. You got to be this, protector of the other family. And I'm still a protector, and just because I'm gay doesn't make me less of a man, So I started realizing that. And I think once people start realizing that too, that will also change the world as well. As my father came in, he revived Chicago, and then he revived the New England chapter, and then he reached out to Boston, and I'm kind of putting my little seeds in the soil.
People used to tell me, why do you vote? You can't get a job with it, you can't put it on a resume. So for me, Legendary gave us a purpose now. And it gave us a purpose to be like, hey, I can put this on a resume. I can make this happen to turn into other opportunities and open doors for many generations after us. So that's why I feel like Legendary is important to me. And also I feel like it's important because they just really captured a lot of our culture.
And what are the elements of Vogue?
You got hands, you have duck walk, catwalk, floor, and dip. And sometimes they put a little spin and dip on it, but and you have to put your little bit of your personality and charisma on it too, because charisma is a big thing.
The elements is about telling a story.
Yes.
The catwalk?
Yeah, you know,
Let's
you want to do the little catwalk?
Yeah,
You want to do a little runway too? Mind you, this is how we do in Escada too. We always have to put the test. Oh, wow, that was beautiful. Yeah, and it turned.
What is it like for you to be a mom and to be a cis woman, but then also to be part of House of Escada and then have London as your mom?
Just feeling myself again and seeing someone who I felt like similar energy. I'm like, okay, this person's mad cool. They're really coming off as genuine. Like, I kind of needed that support. In practice, it's like, okay, I feel comfortable and safe enough to let it out a little bit more today. You know what I mean? I feel comfortable and safe enough to feed off this person's energy and try to match it.
Yo, come on.
That's what it was like.
And there was a lot of controversy around Legendary because people felt like, why are there so many cis women? There's Megan Thee Stallion and Jamila Jamil that are judging. They're not from ball culture.
When you have something precious, you protect it. And so I don't blame them at all. But going on to Legendary and looking around, I did have that concern at first, but once you know what ballroom is acceptance anyways. And like, we've always been around cis women, and cis women always competed in our balls and stuff like that. So I felt like this was just a light that wasn't really being shown, that now has a light to it. And now people can fully understand ballroom to a full extent. So it's not just for, Black and Latino gays. It's for trans, cis women, all colors aboard, all around the world. I felt like Legendary just put a light on each and every stigma that was going around ballroom that people were scared for it to change. We started creating our own little places, like that pier that we went to. In Back Bay, we started going down there. It was like, guys, we need to just start storming that area. And they're like, okay. We started making it our home. And I was like, we gotta just start claiming it. Because like, if we don't claim it, I said, Christopher Columbus came and claimed something, so why can't we?
You guys practice there sometimes, right?
Yeah, yep, we go down there and practice. We also go there just to like have food with each other, pick on each other. We just needed that space. I tell everybody, before you can create something, you have to destroy. And what COVID and what 2020 has been all about is the destruction. It's been a complete reset. I feel like just like the year, we're back at the zero line. And now we're able to rebuild. And with Pose being out, Legendary, I felt like it was the start of a new beginning as well.
So it's like the revolution is intersectional, but it's also incremental.
Yeah. I couldn't even say it better. Yes.
Next time on A Beautiful Resistance.
I go to Skippy White's. There was once Savoy Cafe, which was Malcolm X's hangout. And the guy Al behind the counter, tall black guy, glasses, huge afro, hands us this yellow sheet. And that's the first issue of The Source. And that's where it started for me.